All right, what's going on, everybody? So in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to evaluate deals in under 10 minutes. This is a lead I just got, so I'll show you the exact three-step system that I use for evaluating any type of real estate investment deal. So the very first thing I do, and I'll just show you my three-step formula. So Zillow, and then I use what's called the MAO formula, which I'll talk about, and then also the deal analyzers. So that being said, here's the lead I got, and the thing about these, like, I go in under the assumption that most of these leads are not going to be very good, which is fine because I'll get about 20 of these maybe per week, and all I really need is one or two to actually be good leads to do very well. So don't be discouraged if you get like bad leads. It's just part of the business. You want to get, maybe 25 or 30 at least per month to find the one or two really good deals. So this looks like it's from a wholesaler. And they actually put together like a little presentation. You got the pictures. It's a two-level house in Maryland. Here's the phone information. Put a little information on a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. So the first thing I like to do with any type of lead I get is I'll put the address into Zillow just to get a good idea of what they're looking for versus what the Zillow value is, because usually you want to see a big difference. For example, like the last 3 or 4 houses that I've purchased, I purchased them for about half of the Zillow value. So you really want to see a big difference. And it's not it's Zillow, so it's more of an estimate. But as a general rule of thumb, most of the properties I buy are significantly under the Zillow value. So keep that in mind. So let's put this in here. 6723 Hillmead Road in Bowie. Okay, so here's the property. And I think this one is actually listed on the market. Sometimes wholesalers, what they'll do, they'll actually send over properties that are listed, which is fine. I mean, chances are it's not going to be a great deal if it's listed on the market and there's 5,000 other people that have seen it, but I'll still take a look at it. So I think it's listed for sale for $250. This estimate is $253, as you can see right there. So that's usually a good indication, a general indication of value. So let's see what they're asking for the property. So purchase price $265. So already it's probably not a good deal. They want a good amount over the Zillow value. So probably not a good deal, but like I said, we're going to take it just through the my 3-step Zillow deal. So for Zillow, it's probably not a good deal. The next thing is the Mayo formula, maximum allowable offer. So that's where you take the ARV, you multiply that times 0.7, and then you subtract for the cost of repairs. So they said the repair estimate is $50,000. And it's a 2-level house, so 2-level houses typically don't need that much work. So it needs a new kitchen. Floors actually look pretty good, new paint. Probably new water heater and new HVAC needed. Look at it. So yeah, 2-level house. It's not the biggest house in the world. 50,000 is actually probably pretty accurate. So with the Mayo formula, that's going to be ARV, which is after renovated value, multiplied times 0.7, and then minus the cost of repairs. So we'll put 50K for cost of repairs for this one. So let's see. Let's take it through the Mayo formula. And I'm going to run my own comps, but this person is saying that they said the comps are 378. And then it's interesting because then if you're going to say the comps are 378, you shouldn't send over comps that are like 300, 315. I guess there's one that sold for 412. So I'm a little skeptical of this deal, which is totally fine. I get deals like this all the time. But let's take their ARV of 378. It's probably not anywhere near that, but let's just use that for an example. So if we take the after renovated value, let's say it's 378 like they said. We'll just do 375. Okay. So 375, I'm going to bring out my calculator here because I can't do this math in my head. 375 times 0.7, that equals 262, and then we subtract 50 from it. That brings you down to equals 212,500. That would be the most. That would be the most I could offer on this property, assuming that these numbers are correct, and this number might even be high, to be honest. I think their repair estimate is pretty accurate, but so 212. They're asking 265. So obviously we're quite a ways away. But just for the point of this video, let me just do a quick search on the comps. I'm going to go back. This is my MLS system, so I'm going to go back a year. Only going to look at single family houses, pending. because sometimes people are wrong with the comps both ways. Usually wholesalers and real estate agents might exaggerate the comps a bit, but sometimes they actually under exaggerate them. Just pulling up the comps here. So 6723 Hillmead Road in Bowie, Maryland. And I've actually done deals in Bowie before. It's a nice, I would do deals there again. So I pull this up. Since Bowie hasn't been a ton of sales, so I'm gonna do a pretty wide radius. I'm gonna do about a half mile, so I can pull in a little bit more than a half mile, so I can pull in all the properties. And this looks like it's on a busier road. So another thing I like to do is just pull up the property on Google, just so you can get an idea of the street and things like that. So if it's on a busier road, I want to try to find comps that are also on this busier road as well. Okay, so here's the house. It looks like a little parking pad there, which is nice. Yeah, so it's on a double yellow line road. I mean, obviously, it doesn't look like the busiest road in the world, but it's not it's not just some back road either. Okay, so let me pull some comps here. This neighborhood, I think there's a lot of, not newer construction, but newish construction, maybe last 10, 20 years. So we need to make sure we're finding like property, like 2-level houses that are of similar square footage. So I like to sort by price first. And this property, I believe, is listed, so we'll actually see it listed here. I think it's listed pretty low. Where is it? Yeah, here we go. It's the lowest listed. It's listed at 215, which is actually, my assumption is they probably have it over 215, but actually I would probably purchase it, assuming their after renovated value number is correct, which it probably isn't. Okay, so now I'm just pulling up the comps just to get an idea of if their 375 number is actually correct. So here's a property. So we want to look for other kind of like 2-level houses. I'm just going to make a kind of like click on all the ones. Because if we go all the way up, there's probably comps that sold for like 600. Yeah, 650, but that's like a 3-level house with 4,000 square feet. 500. See that those houses are just not similar. So we're gonna keep going until we find ones that looks kind of similar. So does that. That's too big. So yeah, there's a lot of properties here. So I'm gonna narrow this list down, and then we'll really narrow in on the exact number. So when looking at comps, we want to try to find comps of similar bedrooms, bathrooms, similar square footage, obviously. So this one's 6 beds, 4 baths. I think it's just too big. The comp that we're looking at is 1,800 square feet. So obviously that's too big. You want to try to be within like 200 or 300 square feet if you can. This one's six beds, 4 baths. These are just newer, 2001. I think the property we're looking at was probably built in like the 50s or 60s. So this is a little bit closer in square footage. I think this one has a basement though. So we're going to keep going down, down, down. So here's more of the comps that we're going to be looking at. So like this one, for example, this looks like a pretty similar house. 345. So this one's pretty fixed up. Let's see. Yeah, so this one's like kind of renovated. Yeah, this one looks like it's probably an investor. So this one, 350, and then there's ones, there's ones that are pretty lower than 350. So, if I were to run a better search of comps, I'd probably find that the comps are closer to like maybe 300 or maybe 325. But I think 375 would be stretching it. So 375. If it was 375, I'd buy it at that price. But chances are, it's the after renovated value is probably like 315 in that range. So it'd have to be much lower than that. But let's just take it through the deal analyzer as well, just to wrap this up. So if you want to copy my deal analyzer, just email me and I'll shoot you a copy. There's also one available on my website, so I'll put a link to that. So this is my cool little deal analyzer. So let's say the after rent, let's use their number 375. let's say repairs cost 50,000. This is what my hard money lender charges. So each hard money lender is different, but it's going to be roughly the same. Let's see, where did I go wrong? Okay, purchase price. Let's say I bought it at 215. That would probably be a decent deal. So if I bought it at 215 and it needed 50,000 and it sold at 375, I'd make 50,000. So that'd be a pretty decent deal. That'd be a nice, nice bonus money there. And you want to try to, with net profit, you want to try to be at least 10%. Now, if it was a very simple condo project or something like that, maybe you can be a little bit less than that, but you usually want to be a minimum of 10%. So that's how I do it. That's my 3-step deal evaluation. I look at Zillow first, then I use the Mayo formula, then I use a deal analyzer. And you just want to put a lot of deals, you want to put a lot of leads through this process. And if you get 20 or even 50 leads, you're going to get a deal. Most deals are bad, but 1 in 10, 2 in 10 are actually going to be pretty good. So keep that in mind. And thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to like, share, and I will see you in the next one. All right, bye.